Hello, I'm Stephen Paul Rogan-Moser, and today I would like to tell you about one of my favorite albums, probably my favorite album of all time. It's meant a lot to me over the years, and it's been a big influence on my own music. This is Suburban Light by the Clientele. And what I'm going to do now is read a little blurb that I wrote for a record store zine for Record Store Day 2013. The record store is Monster Music in Charleston, South Carolina. And I lived there at the time, and I wrote this for them. So here we go. Rain, fuzzy nighttime lights, the space between the country and the city that turns into free association reminders of that magnificent beauty whose heart is worth stealing. This is Suburban Light. Lyrically, there's a cool, intelligent distance that turns around on a dime, leading to heartfelt, sensitive emotions. There are walks through dark October lanes that flood the depths of the heart as the hands of two people touch. The Clientele did not make sense to me until I entered the subconscious zone of half awake, half dreaming as I listened and drove on a rainy weekday night. It could have been a scene in one of these songs, looking at mundane routines with a sharp eye, adding meaning to ephemeral activities, even if it's only existential ennui. The year's worth of despondent longing that glimmers through each note and each vocal inflection makes Suburban Light, to my ears, the finest hour of the Clientele and all of indie rock. I know exactly what is being felt just by the sound of this singular, evocative voice. Suburban Light was my introduction to this band that has many fine albums and EPs. The melodies have never escaped me since I've heard them. I have never really been here, if I am alive, Alistair MacLean sings on I Had to Say This, just before the drum pattern kicks the song into another gear. I've always been amused by the nearly inaudible guitar intro that kicks off the album. By the time the volume is adjusted, the entire band is in, the volume goes up, and I always want to start it over to hear those three shimmering notes. The sparse drumming and melodic bass fit right in between intricate lead guitar that I may never figure out. As my musical ears grew up, I did a double take and asked, Jesus, what the hell is he playing here? This shit is brilliant. At times, Spanish-style leads drift out of the reverb-drenched, icy electric tones that sneak into lovely backwards guitar on reverse tape. This could be from any era, a long-forgotten late 1960s group, as I initially thought, 80s indie rock, or something released yesterday. It was in fact recorded on lo-fi tape machines in the late 1990s. This isn't an album in the proper sense. It's a collection of mostly 45s put together as the Clientele's first long player. Rain is genius. It has a 6/8 time signature. I've asked them to play it both times they visited Charleston. Much to my dismay, Miss Clean told me the song is too difficult to play live. But that dismay vanished the instant their set started. It vanishes each time I hear this record. The Record Store Day folks need to come to their senses and release this gem on vinyl. So that's the end of my article there. But this was released not long after I wrote that, maybe about a year later in 2014. And so this is the reissue. They recorded this on some tape machines. Check the liner notes here. It was recorded between 1997 and 2001 on a Tascam 488 Portastudio 8-track. It's somewhat similar to something I have over here. That's the Tascam 414. That's only a 4-track. The 488 that they used has 8 tracks, so they could record 8 microphones or instruments all at the same time and adjust the levels. for those of you who are into that. And I think the tape machine kind of shaped the sound of this album. And a couple interesting things here. I believe this is the original British album cover, which is fairly different from the CD album cover, which is the one I was used to hearing. And a couple different things on the track listing, too. On side 2, some of the songs are a bit different. And there's some overlap with this, their first EP, which is A Fading Summer. And it's a good companion piece because both of these were recorded at about the same time on probably the same equipment. And, it's really good. I really enjoyed this. And one of the greatest thrills of my life was one of the bands I played in opened for them when they played in Charleston back at the Map Room. Do you guys remember that venue? I think it was in 2008, so it's been a little while. But I think my musical dreams had been accomplished just by the fact that I got to open for one of my favorite bands. And I got to hang out with them. We got pissed, as the British say. The Clientele are from London, England. And, it's just a pleasure talking to them, hanging out with them. We got to talk about Arthur Lee and Love and Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground and all these bands that, we both like. And so we did a merchandise exchange. I gave them a CD. They gave me a CD. So, this was handed to me by James Hornsey, the Clientele's bass player. And one funny thing is they gave me a T-shirt that was a girls' small American Apparel. So maybe that had to do with being pissed on the beer that we drank. But, it was rolled up with, masking tape on it to indicate the size. And I think it was probably mislabeled, or maybe, we couldn't see straight at the time. But it was great to see them, and I still have that T-shirt, and I cherish it very much, even though I can't wear it. I might, frame it at some point. So I hope you listen to some music that you enjoyed today, and if you get a chance, check out the Clientele, and maybe they'll mean something to you. They've certainly meant a lot to me. Thank you for watching. My dog's letting me know that something's going on, so I got to check on him. Thanks again for tuning in.